Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing okay. And today, I'm going to be bringing you your Unbiased Premier League show where we take a look at some of the weekend's games and results. But before we get into the video, make sure if you're new here to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss an upload on the content side of things. You can expect to see all kinds of Tottenham Hotspur content, whether that be match previews, match reviews, player ratings, predicted lineups, Tottenham updates, transfer updates, top 5 lists, unbiased Premier League shows, debriefs and day after shows after every single Tottenham Hotspur game and fixture, the whole shebang. So make sure to smash that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. As I say, and today I'm going to be bringing you your Unbiased Premier League show. We're going to take a look at the weekend's games and what a weekend it was with loads and loads of Premier League fixtures, as I say. So, without further ado, let's get right into them. So, we're going to start things off with Friday night's fixture, which was between Southampton and Leicester in the Premier League. A massive game for Leicester, not so big for Southampton. And look, Southampton picked up a massive point, in my opinion, with 10 men. It was a really, really entertaining game. As I say, and look, you have to look at that Southampton side and see going down to 10 men against an on-form Leicester who are most likely going to get top 4, most likely going to get Champions League football next season. Once you go down to 10 men, it's almost guaranteed that you're not going to take anything out of the game. But they did take a point out of the game, a very, very big point, as I say, and not a good point at all for Leicester. A massive 2 points drop for them, as I say, because they needed these 3 points. You know, in my opinion, they've been beating the smaller teams like no one's business. You know, 3-0 against West Brom. Brilliant result for them. You know, last week as well, I can't remember who they beat, but Ian Atcho, I believe, you know, scoring a hat-trick or something. You know, there's no two ways about it. They do demolish teams. They do tend to demolish teams who aren't in the top, I'd say, 6 clubs in England. They tend to absolutely demolish them. 5-0 against Sheffield. 3-0 against West Brom, you know. But Southampton came to the King Power Stadium and they picked up a big point, in my opinion. Now, look, they probably did deserve all 3 points, but as I say, down to that late equaliser from Leicester, they didn't pick it up. But look, really, really impressed from Southampton, going down to 10 men early on in the game. Whether it was a red card or wasn't a red card, that's a whole different debate. I'm not going to delve into that. But look, all I'm going to say is a massive point for Southampton and 2 big points that could have been gained drop by Leicester City. And that takes us on to Saturday afternoon's first game, as I say. So, look, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. If Manchester City were to win this game and Manchester United were to lose to Liverpool the day after, don't worry, we'll get to all of that. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on that. But if Manchester United was going to lose to Liverpool on Sunday or not pick up all 3 points and City won this game, they would be crowned Premier League champions. Now, in my opinion, if they won this game, no matter what happens now, they are Premier League champions. And look, they went out there, they dominated Crystal Palace, they done what they could. 2 really, really nice goals as well. 2 well-worked team goals, in my opinion. The second goal was a thing of beauty from Aguero. Now, that right there was prime Sergio Aguero. That was Sergio Aguero from 2011-2012. You know, brilliant goal. It comes to him straight away. He takes a touch, absolutely leathers it past the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. I believe it was Guaita who made those fantastic saves against Spurs earlier in the season. But look, big 3 points for Manchester City, and I felt they dealt with Crystal Palace's counter-attack so well. In a game where they needed to rest some players from, obviously, yesterday's massive win, which did take them to the Champions League final, but they needed to rest some players heading into that Champions League final. Well, look, they rested the likes of Sterling, they rested some of their best players, and the players that they actually put on the pitch did perform. And it goes to show, in my opinion, they do have the best all-round squad in the world. Now, not the best team in the world, right? Because there's definitely other teams up there in contention for that. But they definitely have the best squad in the world, in my opinion. You know, they got the best bench. You know, you look at other teams' benches, for example, right? Liverpool, you got the likes of Shaqiri, Keita, you know, those types of players on their bench. Tottenham Hotspur, you know, the likes of Ben Davies, sometimes Tanguy and Ndombele. You look at other teams, you know, you look at some of the top sides in the Premier League, such as Chelsea, their bench isn't that strong. But then you look at Manchester City's and you got the likes of Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, you know, Fernandinho playing and not playing sometimes, Rodri, Gundogan, you know, Aguero, Jesus, they've got such a fantastic team. Look, they did go to show their quality in this game, picking up a big 3 points that will go on to win them the Premier League. And look, it was a real big 3 points. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed this game, honestly. I thought Aguero was up there for man of the match. I thought his goal was absolutely brilliant, as I say. But look, Fernandinho was my man of the match in this game. I thought he really did perform. He performed last night, as I say, again, to take them to their first Champions League final, as I say, out of all the managers as of late. I believe it's their first Champions League final ever. Correct me if I'm wrong. But look, big 3 points, and the way they dealt with Crystal Palace's counter-attack was a thing of beauty. Fantastic from Man City. Big 3 points for them. And that takes us on to Saturday's next game. It was Brighton versus Leeds, as I say, from the Amex Stadium. Brighton picking up a massive 3 points, which in my opinion takes them far, far away from the relegation zone. Now look, they're always a team that people think, will Brighton go down this season? But they never seem to, because they've got that resiliency and they've got that big mentality, in my opinion, that when it comes down to the dance, when it comes down to the big game, they go out there and they smash it. And against, you know, a really, really strong Leeds United side that have been promoted last season and come to the Prem and, you know, fallen straight on their feet and made a massive impact, in my opinion. They just dominated them in this game. 2 really, really good goals. Leeds, in my opinion, were just dealt with. They tried to attack, tried to play their normal Bielsa ball, as I say. But basically, Brighton defended really well, counter-attacked twice, clinical on goal. Big 3 points for them. Not much else to say on that. Fair play to Graham Potter and his boys on the pitch. And that takes on to Saturday evening's next game. It was the West London derby, right? Not the most feisty of derbies in London, in my opinion. I believe many Chelsea fans consider us a bigger rival than Fulham. But look, absolute domination from Chelsea. Absolute domination. When they had the ball, they were clinical with it. They were playing some really, really nice passes. You know, a very possession-based game from Chelsea. Very progressive football up their pitch. They weren't in a rush to get it up there. As I say, they took their time. Clinical on goal, 2 goals. They absolutely dealt with Fulham. Every single time Fulham got the ball, they tried to attack. They had a few bursts, in my opinion, where, you know, bursts on the counter-attack and they could have put it into the back of the net. But in my opinion, I think Chelsea just completely dealt with them. And something you see with this Chelsea team is they're so calm on the ball. But when they're off the ball, you know, the way they press is phenomenal, in my opinion. So look, big 3 points for Chelsea as they look to get top 4, and top 4 is becoming very, very interesting for that 4th place. But Chelsea almost securing it. It could be Leicester who may lose their place in the top 4. You know, massive 3 points for Chelsea. Fair play to them, as much as I hate admitting it. They've been absolute class under Tuchel. I believe they've only lost 2 games, one to Porto in the second leg, which they did actually win the tie, and one to West Bromwich Albion. You know, they've been so good under Thomas Tuchel. So look, big 3 points for Chelsea, and that takes on to Saturday evening's game. A really entertaining game. This one, I believe it was an absolutely fantastic game. Aston Villa versus Everton. Big 3 points for Aston Villa. But look, I was looking at this game, and Carlo Ancelotti's a manager who I absolutely adore. I admire Carlo Ancelotti. I honestly have a soft spot for Carlo Ancelotti. He's a fantastic manager, a class manager. He did it at Chelsea. He did it at Madrid. I really do rate Carlo. But you look at his time at Everton, and everyone thought he's going to be the man to take him forward. He's going to be the man to take him to that Champions League place. He's going to be the man, you know, when they build this new stadium to get them European football. And he hasn't done that big of a job, in my opinion. Now, he hasn't done a bad job, but at the same time, he hasn't made as much of an impact as people expected. And you look at this game, and what cost Everton, in my opinion, were Carlo's substitutions. I thought his subs were ludicrous in this game. You know, some of the substitutions that Everton made, absolutely ludicrous. I just couldn't understand them a lot of the time. And Villa capitalised on that. They were clinical on goal. Ollie Watkins, who's been phenomenal all season when they brought him in from Brentford. He's up there for man of the match. He really did impress me in this game. And yeah, 2 fantastic goals from Villa. El Ghazi as well, I believe, scored one. He's been really good as of late. So look, big 3 points for Villa, you know, for a team that was fighting for relegation last season. Now have almost secured their place mid-table. Fair play to them. And that takes us on to our next game, which was Sunday afternoon's game, Newcastle United versus Arsenal. Look, I didn't watch this game, but I caught the highlights on Match of the Day 2. Look, it was too easy for Arsenal. Newcastle made it way, way too easy for Arsenal. They kept on giving away possession. Arsenal got a feel for the ball. Aubameyang with quite a nice finish, in my opinion. The other goal as well, I believe it was El Neni. Yeah, it was El Neni who smashes it, and it's just too much for the keeper. So look, good 3 points for Arsenal, but it all means nothing for their season if they don't go on to win on Thursday, in my opinion. You know, if they don't win on Thursday, Arteta has to be sacked, in my opinion. And that takes us on to our next game. Well, a game that was supposed to happen but didn't due to protest. Now, look, I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the protest. I think the way the media has tried to spin this is disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting because you're seeing on newspapers and you're seeing the media saying it was an absolute, you know, it was a form of hooliganism and, you know, idiots and pathetic people going onto the pitch and protesting and ruining the game. You know, the way the media is portraying this is like it's, you know, completely criminal and everything, and it's just criminal. There's criminal damage here, criminal damage there. It's absolute hooliganism. But then you look at it as well and you have to see the way the media is portraying this is completely wrong, in my opinion. Manchester United fans are fed up. For 15 years, they've had the ownership of the Glazers, and they've been nowhere near what they were before the Glazers. They haven't invested in the team yet. They've invested so much money in other, you know, in other businesses that they do own. I think they're very arrogant people. They never speak out, and this is what frustrates me, right? I can't stand Enoch. I can't stand Daniel Levy. But what I'll say is he doesn't hide. He doesn't hide away. He always speaks out, Daniel Levy, right? He's not afraid to show his face. You know, look at you take a look at the All or Nothing documentary and you see he gets involved more than any other owners, right? And I can't stand him because he don't invest anything into the team, but at least he speaks out. At least he communicates with the fans. You look at the likes of Roman Abramovich. Fans say they want investment. Fans say they want these players. Roman Abramovich goes and gets them. Same with Sheikh Mansour. But then you look at the likes of Stan Kroenke, and he's definitely up there for Arsenal, in my opinion. But then you have to take a look at the Glazers and see they have made no contact whatsoever with their fans, in my opinion. They haven't, you know, asked their fans anything. There's been no real proper fan forums, as there should have been, in my opinion. I think the way they've treated the fans is disgusting. They've alienated them, in my opinion, for 15 years. They've downgraded the best club in English football, right? The best club of all time in English football. Now, I'm not going to debate that as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, as much as I'd love to stick up for my own fantastic team. I believe 21 Premier League trophies speak for themselves. I mean, not 21, 20 Premier League trophies speak for themselves. The managers such as Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, a team with fantastic history, won one of the best stadiums in the world, the Theatre of Dreams. Yeah, they've got owners who don't want to communicate with the fans, who don't want to invest in a team. And I think United fans are fed up of it. I think they're sick of it. So they went in there, they protested, fair enough. And the fans that got onto the pitch, you've seen the clips. Now, obviously, the media's going to try and say they broke in. Now, I don't know the full story, but what I can see from these clips is that there was a door open, the fans went in, the fans came out. Now, there was a couple idiots, right? A couple idiots breaking things, you know, a couple idiots breaking monitors and stuff like that, a couple idiots throwing flares, and we've all seen that picture of the official, obviously. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. I do not condemn any of those actions. But why should a small majority of people ruin it for the rest? It's like you're on a night out, right, for example. It's like you're on a night out, and I heard Jamie Carragher say this as well. I believe it was Jamie Carragher. It might have been Gary Neville. I don't know which one, but I think it was Jamie Carragher. And he said, imagine if you're on a night out and one guy has a few too many drinks and he causes a fight. Does that really ruin your fantastic night out? Does it ruin, you know, the amount of fun you've had? Does it really ruin the night out? No, because I think United fans are sick of it. I think United fans are sick of it. They have a right to protest. The door was open. They went in. They came out, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it was a peaceful protest because there was bits of it that weren't. But the people who were going there to peacefully protest, rightly so, in my opinion. The Glazers have not spoken out at all. You've seen that interview from them this morning. Well, I call it interview. It is basically one of the Glazer family just getting into his car and driving off and ignoring the reporter. I think they're disgusting owners. They couldn't care less about their club. And I want him out of the game. I want him out of the game, and I'm passionate about this, even as a Spurs fan. I want all of these owners. Stan Kroenke, get him out. Daniel Levy, get him out. The Glazers, get him out. Get them all out, right? Because they're ruining our game. They don't understand the tradition. The Super League was the beginning. They're trying to come up with new things. And for years, they're trying to take our game away from us, right? They're trying to take it away from us. And it's built on pure greed and more money into their pockets. They have no consideration for the fans. And I'm sick and tired of it. I am sick and tired of it. So those are my thoughts and opinions on the Manchester United protest. Now, you know, if anyone disagrees with me, that's absolutely fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, right? You know, if you disagree with me and think it was absolutely disgraceful, you know, comment down below. I do want to hear your thoughts and opinions on it, because, you know, everyone has to say on this channel. Everyone who comments down below, everyone who texts me or DMs me, in my opinion, has a right to express their own opinion, you know. Just because you hear something off me or someone else, don't make it your opinion. Come up with your own opinion, and that's your opinion, in my opinion. That's your opinion, in my opinion. I meant to say that's your opinion, right? But as I say, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So if you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know, right? So those are my thoughts and opinions on the United protest. And obviously after that, Tottenham Hotspur did defeat Sheffield United 4-0. We already have many videos on the channel about that game, so I'm not going to delve into it too much. Very impressive, fantastic performance from Gareth Bale. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel about that game. And yeah, look, big 3 points for Spurs, big 3 points for Spurs as we look to get top 6. And then Monday night football kicked off with the, I believe it's a Black Country derby, West Bromwich Albion versus Wolves, which did end 1-0. What a boring game this was. Wolves scored right before the half. West Brom scored in the second half. I thought Wolves did some good defending. I haven't really got much else to say apart from that. It wasn't a very entertaining game, in my opinion. That takes us on to Monday Night Football's next game, which was the final game of the weekend. West Ham United versus Burnley, right? And look, West Ham needed these 3 points after losing to Newcastle, after losing to Chelsea. They needed 3 points against Burnley, and they went out there and they picked up all 3 points. So it was really impressive from West Ham. Fair play to them. Not good enough for Burnley, in my opinion. And yeah, fair play to West Ham. Big 3 points. Top 4 hope. The top 4 dream, I should say, is still on. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you are already subscribed, tap the notification bell if you haven't already, right? Tap the notification bell. Smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds to hit it, as I say. Really does help the channel out. Thank you for watching. And as always, come on, you Spurs.